I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, the messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that's exactly what it is and what it always will be, and that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I have gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. Now, does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I have already walked. Now, if you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you think, hey, you know what? I want to get on this path, and that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So, what we're going to talk about today? Well, today, I want to give a little exercise. Something I did, and it will literally transform your life quickly, very quickly, if you can stick with it and adopt this mindset. And I mean adopt it on every level. And you will see how quickly your life will change. Now, it will require a lot of mental work. So, what am I talking about here? Now, I had, in my last apartment, I had a little sticky note, right by the door. And if I can, I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it. If so, I'll make it the thumbnail. But on this little sticky note, it said, just remember, you can't control 90% of what's about to happen. Just make sure, something like make the best out of the 10% that you can. It's something along those lines. Now, so 90 plus 10, that's 100, right? So 90% of what's about to happen. The reason I put that right by my door is because everything within my apartment, to a certain degree, I had the control, right? Like I said, to a certain degree. Now, once I leave those doors, that was it. Everything that was about to happen, once you step outside of the comfort of your home, you have no control over. You have no control if you slip and fall down the steps and break your neck. If a bird dives down and attacks you. If a squirrel jump on you and starts scratching you. If a bird shit on your head when you walk out. You get hit by a car. The list goes on and on, and you have absolutely no control over any of those things. So literally 90% of what's about to happen in your reality, you have no control over. So what is that last 10%? I like to break that last 10% down two ways, 5% a piece. 5% is you can control your perception, how you seeing what's going on in the world, in your life, whatever the case may be. The perception you choose to look through. Now, that's going to be 5%, right? Okay, and that second 5% going to be whether you react or you respond to a situation. These are the things that 10%, your perspective, whether you react or you control, that is your 10% right there. So that is what you have control over. So instead of focusing on that 90%, which is what people do, you focus on that 90%, all that stuff you can't control. You can't control that person cutting you off in traffic. You can't control your boss having a bad day and taking it out on you. You can't control, I can just go on and on and on and on. You can't control any of these things, but we let these things control us. Why? Because this is not how it should go. This is not fair. I don't blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on and on. Because you're trying to control that 90%. When the only thing you should be focusing on is that 10%. Okay, I just got cut off in traffic. Dang, that fool must be in a hurry. Well, I hope you get to where you're going safe, buddy. You have to, it's the perspective that you're looking at it with. You know, you get cut off, asshole. I hope you die. You see what I'm saying? It's the perspective that you're looking at it with. What energy is better that you're putting out? Don't forget, what you put out is what you're going to get back. How you see that situation is going to determine how it plays out down the road. Every second is building on the next second. So it is our choices that determine what that next second looks like. So with knowing that, always choose the highest and best outcome. Why are you going to choose something that does not benefit you? But it's extremely easy because of the emotions. So when something happens, that's why I said it's your choice how you're going to do. Either you're going to react, which is boom, you get somebody step on your toe, ow, jerk. See, you just reacted instead of responding. Okay, I know it's okay. It's a mistake. I know. You see, it's a total difference. If you're reacting or you're responding. So once again, you're going to have to gain control over your mind, because people don't have control over their mind. They have a very short attention span. And that's due to all these nice dopamine spikes everybody likes to get. so that is going to mess with your control of the mind. So reel these things in. Like I said, this is totally what I focused on every single day. And then as you start to do this, you're going to notice your life is going to change, because now you're looking at everything from a higher perspective. So you're going to naturally start seeing the world through the lens of it being a higher perspective. Then things are naturally going to change. Your understanding is going to everything is going to change once you accept it. It's not, you're programming yourself to accept what you can't control. That's basically how it is. And this helped me a lot, especially being in the military. So I was able to adopt this very quickly, extremely quickly, because of being in the military. And you don't have a choice. Like, it is what it is. So I learned to suck it up and press on very quickly. Like it was a time period of, dang, I can't believe, man, why did I do this? Like it was a time period of that, because I realized, like, hey, I didn't have that freedom. So that was the biggest thing for me, is not having that freedom of choice. So now that I have freedom of choice, I use it wisely. That's the thing, is using that freedom of choice that we all have to our benefit, not to your detriment. So that was just a little quick message. If you are able to do that, I can guarantee your life is going to change. So I'll leave it at that. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, actually hit the like and subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next message.